Good afternoon. Today is Friday, February the 8th. I am Sheila of Three Sisters Knit. I'm Shishi62 on Ravelry.
And I'm Margaret, and you can find me on Ravelry as Magpie60. And we do have a Ravelry group. Yeah. We're not very active there, but we do have a introduce yourself thread. Yeah. So if you do want to go in, I know Sheila's pretty good about going in and
I check it out every day.
Yeah. So you can find us there if you're interested. You can also find us on Instagram as @3sistersknit and Periscope as @3 _ Sisters Knit. I put all that information at the very end of the podcast. Mm-hmm. So this is episode 58 for us.
Like, wow.
Yeah, we're really amazed that we've been able to do this for 58 episodes. We usually podcast about every 2 weeks. So if this is your first time, welcome. And we hope that you will find something interesting in our discussion, because we sit and just chat about
our knitting adventures and what we're working on.
Yarn, what we're working on, and some other craft things and a few family things, and just interesting little things that are going on in our lives. So I hope that you'll enjoy what we have to say. And if you have been here before, thanks so much for coming back.
Yes. We do appreciate everybody that watches us. We can't believe people enjoy watching us and chatting with us and leaving us comments, which I'm so thrilled when we get comments on
we still get really excited.
It's someone commented.
Yes. And so before we get started, I wanted to say I have new glasses. And I couldn't decide. I actually have 2 pairs of glasses. I have these progressive distance and a little bit reading at the bottom. Yeah. And then this pair, I think, is my computer glasses. And neither pair, I can't sit comfortably. So I feel like I'm too far away to really focus properly on the screen. And
we were having fun. So, she goes, well, I can see if
right here.
Perfect.
This is perfect
for these glasses.
Perfect for these glasses. The other glasses, I have to sit way back there
like this.
So I'm if occasionally I look like I'm leaning forward, it's just so that I can see a little bit more detail. So
I know the joys of aging.
Yeah, I was just gonna say exactly that.
I know. Oh well. Yeah, that's what we can do.
So anyway.
But yes, I was away for a couple weeks. I was down in Florida. I took my husband and I took his mother down to Florida for 2 weeks to our place down in Florida. She was absolutely thrilled, loved it, because I think it's been 4 years since she's been down to Florida. Oh, okay. She went after my father-in-law passed away. About a year or so later, she had friends that were down there, and she flew down and met them and all by herself. And
that's great.
It was a lot for her, because she does not enjoy flying at all. Yeah. So,
and it was probably her first time flying,
on her very own. Yes, it was. Yeah, very much.
So that was big.
So she would, if we were to say here's a ticket, fly down, she would not do it. Yeah. No. So we drove down. We went for a couple of weeks. We also took our other friend who lives in the park. My husband has known 50 years, at least 50 years. They've known her, known them. Yeah. So we drove her down because she has a place in the same park. Yeah. And her husband flew down and met her. Yeah. And is there, and they'll be coming back in a couple weeks. But then in March, Margaret and I and my husband are going down for the month of March. So we might be able to record a little something when we're down there.
Yeah. So I'm really excited, because I haven't been to Florida, I think, since
25 years.
25 years. Yeah. 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 Probably about that, the early 90s, I think.
Well, Mom and Dad sold it. Well, Mom and Dad sold it 20 years ago, so it'd be 15 years. Probably about 15 years. Yeah. So, and I've continually been going down. There's been a year or two that we missed, but I continually went down. Yeah. So with the kids.
With the kids and stuff. It's always a good place to go at March break and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I have
not
been down there in so decades. So
yeah.
So I'm really looking forward. Plus, this year, the winter, we've had some bad, a week or 3-4 days in a row where it's been really bad. Yes. Really bad. Yes. So I am really looking forward to going down and experiencing not winter.
And right now the wind is like howling. The wind is going about 50 miles an hour.
Yes.
So it's gusting between 50 to 60, like the really strong gusts, but it's basically windy about 30 to 35 miles an hour right now. Mm-hmm. So
so
I can hear the creaking because I've got the window right here, and I can just hear it outside. The trees, you just hear that whoosh as the wind's going through the trees.
Yeah, and at my house, it's really weird because if the wind comes at a certain angle, the front door makes this really weird creaky sound. Yeah. It's very odd.
That's why we're better sitting here, because it's actually warmer in the back end of the house because the wind is coming from the north to hit the front of the house. So if we were to sit in the living room, it's going to be cool in there, and because I've got really big windows at the front in the living room. So maybe we'll put the fire on after this.
That would be nice.
We'll go downstairs and put the fire on. It'll be nice.
Yeah,
just because it's so nice. I love having a fire on. It just chill. So anyways, let's get started.
Yeah.
I have a few things up. Margaret has a project finished. I have to
actually have something finished to show.
It's 98% finished.
Yes.
I'm going to do the last finishing stuff, and I will do that today.
But I've cast off my cupcake tuna for my great niece.
For my granddaughter.
So I did, I do have this on my Ravelry page. I did make some adjustments. What I've done is at the bottom, I decided I would also do a few rows of garter stitch.
It's not blocked.
It's not blocked. So I did a few rows of garter stitch before I bound off. And so that's what I did. This was supposed to be knit flat, and I joined it at the back, and I knit it in the round, because to me it just made more sense. I have had to, because when you join in the round, the count, because it changes the count. It changes the count somehow, so you can't follow the pattern properly. It took me a few sections before I figured out how to make sure, because the dots are supposed to they're supposed to be on a bit of an angle, or alternate where they fall. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I wrote on my Ravelry page how I adjusted the count so that it worked out, so that it still did that. So the bottom half is really good.
But you did an interesting bind off.
And I can't remember anything about
it
is.
It was a needle bind off.
Yeah, it was almost like Kitchener stitching,
but with just thread. Yes. You're taking that and you're just doing what you need to do with that one stitch at a time.
Yes. So what I did was I cut the yarn, because I still have a little bit of left. So I cut I don't know. I did kind of like this and did 3 feet or probably way more than I needed, but I wanted to make sure.
It's better to do it that way.
Because I'd never done this bind off, and I didn't know how it was going to work. So I cut off a thread, used the, what do they call that needle?
A darning needle.
The little bend in it.
A darning needle.
Is it? Yeah. So I used that, the one you use to weave in your ends usually, and I used that just because it's this weight. I could use that thick needle.
Well.
So you knit in the front, purl in. Anyway, you kind of, the way you would with a Kitchener stitch, but instead of going through 2 stitch, the one in the front and back, you did it in the 2 stitches that were immediately on the needle. Yeah. And you just kind of knit and purl, and you pull off the one. Yes. I can't remember how it worked.
Yeah, because you would probably, I could see that you would sort of knit put the thread through knit,
as though you
then
were knitting.
You carry it around the back, and you purl it. As you put it in the stitches,
and you
just to
slide off that
and
first.
Then you slide off the first.
I think what I did was, we have a Facebook page, and generally it's got just our Instagram photos, but occasionally I'll put in something else. And I think I have put in the video that I found, the link to the video for this bind off technique. Yes. So if you're interested,
it worked out really well. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice it's stretchy.
Yes, it is. It's a nice stretchy bind up.
And I think that's one of the reasons, because in the video, the woman who's showing it, I would say it's an edge of a sweater or something like that. And she had this tiny little garter section, and I thought, well, maybe I had enough yarn. I thought, well, I'll just do that. Yeah. And and I did that bind off, and I really like the bind off. Like it's a really pretty edge. It's a nice looking edge, and it's also a nice stretchy, really stretchy bind off.
Yes.
So I think it's perfect. The other thing I did that was a bit different that the pattern didn't call for is I picked up across the top here where the sleeve, it was just supposed to be where the sleeve, you weren't supposed to add
just
anything.
Caps,
but I just did a garter back and forth, and I just liked to add that little bit, so it's kind of like a little cap sleeve. Now the edging, because I did kind of short rows, or I bind off a little bit, it's uneven on each side.
So I'm going to fix
Sheila's
that
gonna
with
just do
some
a little crochet edge. All it needs is a tiny little finishing touch.
Just to finish the edge a little bit
I
more.
think
So I'm going to do that. And then we'll wash it and block it. And actually, we've decided we're not going to do a button in the back. We're going to do a tie. I'm going to make ties so that you just have to do a nice little tie. I'll just do a crochet chain.
And I don't know if it was my cast on. I'm not a tight knitter, but
no,
somehow it just is way too tiny.
I'm like it was like it would fit around a doll's neck.
Yes, it was just way too tiny for me. So I don't know what I did incorrectly there, but I'm really happy with it. And like you said, there are options for adjusting.
Yes.
Instead of a button or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you could.
You can always just. So we're just going to do that on our own.
Yeah.
And we put it on her. I had my granddaughter was over yesterday, so we threw it on over her clothes, and it's perfect.
Long. She's very tall.
Yeah, she's like 33 inches tall,
and she's only 18 months.
Yeah.
So she's this will fit her lengthwise
for a while.
For a while, it's more like a dress
because she's
right
very
now.
Slim.
Yeah, it's more like a dress, but it will be able to be used as a tunic once because she will grow. Yes,
well, and that's one of the things, because she is going to be tall. Even our doctor, like her doctor, has said that he thinks that she could be upwards of 6 feet tall.
Yeah. So I mean, her father
and
is...
I said 6'5".
6'5".
I said
and her mom is tall, too.
Yeah, and like Andrew, her dad is very short-waisted.
Yeah.
With very long
legs. Yeah.
Whereas the mom is very long-waisted with shorter legs. So I think she's got the best of both worlds. Like this little thing can literally fold herself in half, and she grabs her feet, and she's like this little...
Yeah.
She's so flexible.
Yeah.
So
they all are at that age.
Well, no, my grandson can't do that. Oh. So it's not all of them. Oh. She's just like, I swear, if we trained her and stretched her gently and all that, she could probably do the splits right now.
Yeah, probably.
She's just so flexible. So she definitely takes that after me.
Yeah.
Because I'm
your
very
side
flexible.
Of the family, definitely.
Yeah. So she's going to be tall, and because she's so slender, and I said, and she comes by that honestly too, because
oh, he's a beanpole.
He's a beanpole, and we were scrawny kids.
We were very
and even
thin.
my husband was a scrawny kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she's going to be tall and thin.
Yep. Yep. So I think that little tunic is going to fit her for a while.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. So that's my one sort of FO, but I'm kind of done with it now, which is awesome.
She's thrilled with that.
So
I have a few finished things.
Yeah.
So I showed you, I had started, I think I showed it on my last one. I started the socks for my dad, so they're finished. I finished those on the way down. To Florida. I literally finished. I did the heels one time in the car, and then boom, just got the toes done and everything. So and they're perfect. I had my brother-in-law try them on because he's got feet. They're a little bigger than Dad's, but he's got wider feet than my husband and wider legs than my husband. Yeah. So and it fit him great.
Oh, that's
so
good.
They should fit my dad, and we're gonna go see him on Saturday. So I'm gonna give him those. Then I decided I would cast on. I took the sock blank. We posted it in our Instagram, and it was the Star Wars sock blank by Ginger Snap. And her husband, actually, Mr. Snap, that I think is what he is on Instagram. He dyes the sock blank is knit up, and he does the painting and dyeing on it. And it had Chewbacca, Stormtrooper, Jabba the Hutt, and Yoda. And so I cut off the Chewbacca because my son, who's the dad of my granddaughter, he makes the most amazing copy of Chewbacca without
the noise,
without any digital whatever
Yeah.
they did to do it. He can do it.
Yeah.
Sort of like the Carol Burnett and their
Yeah.
Tarzan call.
Yeah.
Well, he is that with Chewbacca. Anyways, I made the Sockhead hat by Kelly McClure. So this is it. This is the Stormtrooper, where the black is.
Mm-hmm.
Where the greeny, you can see the greeny orange. I don't want to do it straight on, it goes overblown. So if I do it this way, it shows that it is, it's a sort of a browny, orangey green, duller green. I know, it's really hard to see it.
But you can kind of see it there.
Yes, and then you can see the bright green, that's Yoda.
Oh, that's so fun.
So this is a Sockhead hat. So, and you can wear it. I'm going to do this now. You can see how funny I look in hats. Again. So, I know, especially when it's like that. I know. But yes. So, if I do this, which I can do, and it's a really big slouchy hat. Yeah. But you can, I've done it so that I can, I've positioned it before so there's like 2 rolls in the back. Yeah. Like this. Yeah. Can you see it on the TV? Yep. So like that. Yeah. Or.
Yeah, that's good.
Or because it's got such a big rim, it's like 4 inches of 2x2. You don't have to have it as slouchy. Yeah. And you could wear it that way and then put a pom-pom on it if you wanted to. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's... And it fits him fine. Yeah. It fits him fine. I just have not blocked it yet, which I think blocking it will make it just that little bit looser for him because because I knit it from the blank. The stitches, you can see how it's sort of...
I always find that knitting from a sock blank, everything kind of ripples.
It sort of ripples a bit. So if I
you don't get that lovely
block
flat...
it, I'm gonna. I need to. What I need to get is some balloons so I can blow them up inside it, right? But yeah, so once I do that, then he gets that. But I had him try it on. So I had started that. I finished that literally I think the day after I got back from Florida. Mm-hmm. But while I was down there, I cast on and finished these socks. These the yarn is Bouquet from the Cozy Knitter. I believe it was her March colorway last year, and she gave it to me on her look at the sparkle on her sparkle base, 16% stellina.
So it's really
It's really, really sparkly.
I love it. It's such
called
a pretty
Bouquet.
group of colors.
The color is called Bouquet, and I absolutely love it. But I got them knit and finished the whole, like, from...
In 2 weeks.
Within the 2 weeks. I had actually, they were done in a week.
Yeah.
So doing the 1 pair in a week. I just flew. The one thing I find when doing a stripy sock is you don't want to put it down because you're going, one more stripe. Yeah. So they really, to me, that very much motivates me. So I'm really thrilled. All the ends are sewn in on all of these things now, so they're done. Mm-hmm. So there's another pair of socks to add. Now I have to find another pair of socks to do that I'm going to do. So those are my finished objects. Yeah. What I have been working on, I've got lots of things I've been working on. Since we last podcast, or the last time I showed it, my own shawl, I don't think the color work had finished, but that week before I went away, there's the last place I did was in there. Was the last time I showed it. I had to take it back. I had to take it back because these here was starting to go like back the other way too early. Yeah. So, and then I found out I had too many stitches. Yeah. Which I figured out why. Because there's a couple spots in here. You can see that one little hole.
Right there.
Right there. I picked up, because I'm using it double, I picked up a thing and I added a stitch. And there was one other one at another spot. So that's probably what threw me off. So I've got that finished now. And I'm starting on the blue. The first of the solid. When you see, like, this is where it is at the other end. So, so I've only got that left to do. So I'm like thrilled. I decided I wanted to get it in the leftover yarn from the hat in my cozy memory blanket. And it's been sitting there bugging me going, work on me, work on me. So I got to work and I did so many socks last year.
Yes.
Not all of these are my socks, but all the ones that have a stitch marker, I added.
Since the last time this was shown, which was probably sometime last year.
And then
also down here.
Yes.
So you can see all the ones. So most of these are from socks that you worked on last year.
A lot of them I have. Yes, whether for me or not. Like, so there's the one I worked on with for the grandkids socks.
Oh, yes.
That is, like, I remember what some of them are.
Mm-hmm.
This one is Swamp Monster by Yarn Enabler. This is the Opal that I did a pair of socks in either for my husband or my dad.
Yeah.
That's one of the socks I made last year.
Yeah.
That is The Professor by Yarn Enabler.
Yeah.
That is, I have those socks on today. That is Yarn Enabler. That's her teacup. Teacup reading is what it's called. This is, I bought a bunch of singles of like minis.
Right.
And that's what that is. Oh, this is also Yarn Enabler. That was her highlighter of my life. And then... Oh, this one is Miss Babs. Excuse me.
Oh, yes. We wanted to talk about that
I wanted to talk about that one. That's Miss Babs. It was one of the little samples that we got.
So that's this sort of burgundy color here.
Yes. It's, this is her Kiera base. It's her heavy fingering weight yarn. It's 100% superwash merino.
Mm-hmm.
And the colorway is Devotion. I absolutely love it. When we went to Rhinebeck, Miss Babs' booth had all these little cards like this with a yarn sample. That's what's left of it. Is I just wound it around it, and I wrote a little note. I said, "Love this weight and color."
Yes, yeah.
But it says like you're given a 10-yard sample, but she says it's a heavy fingering weight, and I really like it. It is so soft,
you
and
can
it's
sort
got
of feel
a really
the difference.
Nice.
It's got a really dense, squishiness to it.
Yes,
and the color is lovely.
Yeah,
and it just feels really, I don't know, really like it would be luxurious and snuggly. It's a really nice, you know, because you're a tight knitter.
Yeah,
and
not tight though.
No, but you know, compared to me, you know, you usually make gauge pretty easily following the instructions. So considering everything here is pretty much
this is the hat from my son's hat.
Oh,
this is the leftover, and this is literally all I have left over. Is this little wee twisty bit. And then this one was a pair of socks I made myself. Mm-hmm. Then we went down here, and that's from that bunch of singles or minis.
Oh, the minis that you got?
That was another set of minis. That's one of my socks. Mm-hmm. That was a pair of socks. That was the heel of the ones I just finished, the bouquet. Yeah.
Okay.
So, so I actually, like, semi-remember, but I don't remember. Like, I just like, I made that with that. I made that with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that
I wonder if other people remember, like, all the...
Some people are writing every single square down, and they mention where it is, and I'm just like, no. No, but I just know that if I have not worked on it, because there's some colors here, like this one was one of your colors.
It was one of mine.
Did that.
I did a scarf
that one.
Yeah.
So I did not work on that one.
Yeah.
But most of the ones in here are either a mini, like I dyed that one. I know that's one of the ones that I dyed, and I made a scarf shawl thing. Mm-hmm. So, there's lots of things. Oh, and I remember making that one. I bought a bunch of little Koigu minis as well. So some of these are a bunch of little, like I know that's Koigu mini.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just little things like that.
So it's nice. And it's a nice size now.
It is. It's getting to be a good size. Yeah. So I need to make it a little bit wider. I'll probably add maybe a couple more.
See down there.
A couple more from this end. Down
a few more rows.
Yeah. And then up definitely a bit more. Yeah. Because I think it's just nice to make a little throw, or I'm going to line the back.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Probably get a bit of flannel or something like that. It doesn't need to be too thick because this is actually quite warm.
You could just go to like an inexpensive store like Giant Tiger.
Yes.
And get flannel, like a
flannel sheet. Yes, exactly. So my ends are all in, But I'm not being like 100% neat because why?
Yeah, because you're going to line it.
I'm going to line it.
I was sort of thinking the same thing.
Because I was like, what do you do with the back? All these people, like, I don't, like, what do you do? Because I don't really like how the back looks. Even if there was no threads there, I don't like how the back looks.
Yeah.
So, to me, you need to line it just to, I think it would finish it off.
I think so, too. And it's funny because I'm using DK weight yarns because I had a lot of them because I was for the longest time knitting things out of DK.
Yeah.
So I'm using DK, so my squares, of course, are much bigger.
Yes.
Plus I'm a looser knitter. I thought that for mine, as I'm not quite as inspired to work on the cozy memory, I thought I would just make kind of a pillowcase cover, and that's why I was thinking the same thing. It would need to have some sort of lining in order so that, you know, if I had a pillowcase in it, it wasn't going to cause an issue with rubbing. And also I find with knit pillowcase covers for, you know, like on a couch, that kind of pillowcase, the where it kind of pulls at
it stretches it and it pulls them
so
a bit,
you really want to have a backing on that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was thinking.
So it's not
for
so
mine,
bad.
I might just do a pillowcase cover. And that way it'll encourage me to get it finished.
Yes. And it's so easy because if you just make it long and narrow,
into something,
you just have to
fold it in half and then sew out the side.
If you want to do it that way, or you can fold it in like
sort
of over and then
like
a
an
flap.
envelope.
Yeah, like an envelope.
Well, I haven't decided yet how I'm going to do that. I may like knit 2 of them. Or like 3, like one size. So let's just say 16 inches, a 16 or 18 inch pillowcase. So one side would be 18 inches, and then the other side would be what's like 2/3 of that.
18, you would have about
12 inches, and then 6 inches, and but have
it overlap
somehow, and then buttons. So that one side would be like just complete, and then the other side would be
the
with
thing
buttons.
is, how do you get buttonholes?
Well, you would just do a little garter ridge or something with buttonholes.
Yes, you would have to do it at the end, like after you had finished it. It would be awkward to add it.
No, you would just pick up and garter stitch. That's what I figure I would do.
Which is easy because a lot of people are like they do edge them.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was thinking I would do that. But anyway, I haven't fully committed to something like that. But that's kind of one of the things that's in the back of my mind,
thrown around in your head.
Oh, I'll just do a pillowcase, and then it's done.
I know. Well, I did that once. I did that one pillowcase. Out of it. It's in our guest room, and it was out of that really cool variegated green to blue one that was Irene's, a piece of yarn, and I just made a whole bunch of them, and it looks really cool.
Nice.
It really is nice.
So I thought I would do the same kind of thing, but larger and more square, I think, just because I think it's pretty easy to make a square out of a bunch of squares. So so that's my plan.
Cool.
So I'll show you. I haven't been doing a lot. I was focusing on getting the tunic done, but I've finished, or I've been working. I've done a few more rows. This is where I was on my Ohm shawl. So I've only done a few rows. But I'm starting to fall back in love with it again. I really, really like this. And you know, when I see yours and some of the others in Knit Night, some of them are finished.
Yes, and several of them are finished. Yes, not ours,
but
3 of them have it finished already.
Yeah, and so I just really want to get mine done as well. And it's like really, it's so big, but
it's going to be so cozy.
It's going to be cozy, and I'm really looking forward to having this as a kind of a lap blanket.
Yeah, I know.
The other thing I'm thinking too is because I practice Reiki. When I have my Reiki table done, I have to recover that. A lot of times you have the opportunity, if somebody is more comfortable, they can put, like, you're dressed when you have a Reiki session.
Yes.
But if they feel cool or something, you could have this on. Yes. And I think it would be really cool.
That would be really nice to lay that on.
To have this on them because it's the chakra colors and that's what you're focusing on when you're doing your Reiki. So anyway, I thought, that would be a really nice idea for that. Yeah. So that's my plan.
Yeah. So that is pretty much it of what we have done. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, we were going to talk about one thing. This is from November. Yeah. After I came back from November, we had a picture of me standing in front of a cotton field.
posted that on Instagram.
I could not find the cotton until after we recorded. Well, anyways, I got a piece. Not that you can see. I'm going to take it out of here. I got this. I found this one. This came right off the. Literally came bowl. Right off the plant. Mm-hmm. Just That's one little piece. So I'm gonna give it to see if one of the girls, like we've got a couple of the girls that spin that we knit with. So I'm gonna see if one of them wants it. Yeah. To have a little piece of raw cotton. Card it, they'd have to do all the stuff they need to do. But I just thought that they might find that interesting. Yeah. So there is. I tried to pick out all the different. There's so much in it. Like no wonder. Like cotton. It's like. A lot of work to cotton. Yes. Yes. So, but that's a piece of raw cotton from Georgia. Yeah. Anyways, we went to, right before I left, we went to our very first Toronto Knitters Guild meeting, annual, like monthly meeting. And
it's something that we've been thinking about going to for a little bit. We know a few people who are involved in the what do they call it? The executive, I guess, of or the board members or something. Yes. We know a couple of the people who are involved, and we also know some of the women that in our knitting group have also gone once in a while to those meetings. So we thought, that might be interesting.
Well, and also Kate Atherley was speaking.
That was the big draw. That was the big draw,
and because the kids got me that book for Christmas,
the Kate Atherley book.
The Kate Atherley sock book. I got it signed by her. Yes. I did. I got it signed. I do. It's right here. So, and I told her that I'm still working on it, but, so she, there, see, to Sheila, wishing you warm and comfy feet. I was like, I brought it with me. I was so excited.
She's a really great speaker.
Oh, a wonderful
really
speaker.
Interesting.
Absolutely wonderful speaker.
So it was a really interesting night. And then the funny thing is, at one point she was referring to, I think, a new pattern that she had, and she didn't have the photo of it on her PowerPoint slide, wasn't showing up. Yeah. So she called out to the audience.
She goes, Fiona,
you have a one of those, like
right here.
Tonight. So the woman sitting next to me stands up and she's like, oh yeah, she pulls out and she's showing it to everybody.
And she was so nice. She goes, here's a couple of seats and we're sitting here.
We're talking to her and
lovely lady.
So nice. Then we find out it's
Fiona Ellis. Woo!
Yeah. So she was lovely.
She was so nice. And some of the stuff she was knitting was like, because she had some other stuff and we're like, oh, can we see that? And she's handing it to us and we're like, oh, is that of her night?
Yeah. We're like, oh. Yes. But I found everybody was like that. And
so wonderful.
We were talking to the ladies behind us and they were showing the different.
Everybody's looking at this and looking at what they're doing and looking. Oh, look at what you're doing. Oh, look at that. And they have a show and tell
at the beginning,
which was so much fun. Yeah. And every month they also have
a
vendor there. So
independent.
Usually it's an independent person. Yeah. This lady wasn't. She has a store.
She has
but she doesn't have her own yard. She has a brick and mortar store.
But she does sell independent. Yes. Dyers.
Yes, she does.
So that was neat.
Yes.
So it was overall such a fun night.
It was. And we got to see like a bunch of our friends. We went down with Christina, the Cozy Knitter.
And we met with Jen.
And then we met Jen, the yarn therapist, down there. She came straight from work. Yeah. We saw Ramona, who is Ramona Firehorse. Who else did we see? We saw
Ashley, didn't we?
Ashley, yes. We've done a few things with her. We see her at a lot of the events. Yeah. But we also saw Karen, Feisty Fibers.
Oh, yeah.
She came, I believe. She was there.
I don't remember seeing Karen.
Really? I'm pretty sure she was there.
Maybe. I can't remember.
I don't know. Was Namita there?
I don't remember that either.
I don't know.
Yeah. But there were
it was like 3 weeks ago.
A lot of people there, like probably 70 to 100, I would say, people there. So it was, but anyway, it was a really nice night out.
It was a wonderful
evening. Of course, they were all knitters, so you're kind of in your happy place, and everybody's friendly, and everybody loves talking about.
It was fabulous.
You know, I always say it's so great because places like Rhinebeck or other fiber festivals,
it's your people.
It's your people, and it's the one time you can actually go up like
start touching people.
Oh,
look at that! That's
lovely.
gorgeous. I know.
Yeah.
You normally can't touch.
You
people
normally
like that.
don't touch total strangers,
Yeah.
but these places and people are more than happy to talk about what they're wearing.
Definitely. So it was a wonderful evening, absolutely wonderful evening. So we had so much fun.
Really good time.
Yeah.
So,
but what else do I have here? So we talked about that. Okay, yes. New to us, we got while I was away, because it gets mailed to me, we got our knit crate for January. So the inspiration, it didn't really say what the inspiration was. It just, Sleepy New Year is what the inspiration was.
So it's kind of that, relaxing after the holidays sense.
Yes.
So, and being snuggy, I think.
Yes.
That's how I would describe it.
This is the yarn we got. They only had 2 colors go out this year. There was
ours is whiskey.
Whiskey. Like, look at that. Is that not a glass of whiskey?
That's a glass of whiskey.
Especially with an ice cube.
Yeah.
You know.
And the other option was called Dawn Blush, and they have.
I love that one.
That one is beautiful. Actually, I like both of them. I love that whiskey color.
And this is their Vitellana Ambient Worsted in the colorway whiskey. It's 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It's worsted weight 201 yards. So. It's
squishy skeins.
Beautiful squishy skeins. So Margaret's going to steal those.
Yeah. And I quite liked the pattern that came with
it.
The
cowl. That cowl is the knit pattern.
Yeah.
Now
it's called Shift.
Yes. And I
thought it was really pretty.
Jen Gigley.
I don't know how.
Jen Gigley.
Yeah. So there's the name. But it's funny because Sheila was telling me, oh, this is what we got, and she sent me texted me a picture, and as soon as she said, oh, it's like Peruvian wool, and this is the color, I was like, it has to be cowl, and then she said, oh, that's what they're calling for.
So they gave a thing about the beauty of the breed. So they said this is I'm trying to see. Okay, this one is the Peruvian Highland wool, a specific sheep cross that has been cultivated from 2 highly popular breeds in South America. The Corriedale, a medium wool sheep with a slightly wiry hand, adds strength, while the Merino adds softness and fineness to the fleeces. So that's the combination of what the Peruvian wool is.
Yeah. And again, one of the things I really like about the knit crate yarns that we've received is they have a nice twist. So you feel like
really nice twist. Yeah.
You can create something like what the pattern Shift, that you can create lace, cables, whatever, and it'll stand out really, really nicely because it's got this beautiful twist. And I love this whiskey color.
Yes.
I've always kind of been drawn to certain shades of browns.
Yes.
And this nice, warm, honey whiskey brown.
Yes, it's gorgeous.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Now, the crochet pattern is something called Embrace. And it's basically a muff. You remember the muffs for your hands? So this is, there we go. I try not to get too much glare.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And it has a stitch. What's the stitch they call? It's not a bobble stitch, but they called it a special stitch.
Yeah, because it's almost like tufted.
Balloon stitch.
Yeah, it looks tufted.
Yes. But because the booklet goes out in all of them, this is the sock pattern, was Winter Light.
It's a lovely pattern.
Like, look at that. Is that not awesome? I may have a yarn to go with that. And our friend has made the Milk and Honey Milk and Honey sweater. Yeah. Which has the hexagonal shapes on it that looks like a honeycomb. These are the perfect socks for that. Yeah. Perfect socks for that. I'm like so thrilled. And it's only on the front. It's only on the front. The back has like a 3x2 ribbing around the whole back. Yeah. So, and then it's got the heel flap and gusset. But yeah, I really like that, and I may have some yarn to make a pair of socks to go with that, and it's almost this color.
I was gonna say it's oh, I'm not wearing them, but the socks you made for me. Yeah. Well, we should look for it afterwards.
Yes, I will. But yes, that's so I'm quite happy about that. This one's really nice, and apparently the next one's coming out shortly. So we'll get the February one, but the March one I'll have to wait until we get back.
But still, we're really fortunate, and I keep looking at that, thinking, oh, I should make the cowl pattern that they have.
I know. Well, you can take it and have the cowl pattern.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at my list. I have a whiteboard, and I write down all the things I want to do for the year. So I've already got 2 of them done, and I had 2, 4, 6. I had 7 things written on there.
Yes.
Of things I'd like to do, and I've got 2 of them done. So I've got the rest of the year. I've got 5 more to do.
Nice.
So
for me, it's just like, oh, I want to finish my ohm shawl and finish those socks.
Yeah, I know. Well, I added the ohm shawl.
And I'll be thrilled if I can do that.
Because I frogged some projects last year. I went through a bunch and I frogged some projects. So I feel really good about that.
It's a good idea
I think I found a pattern or 2 to go with a couple, that beautiful blue alpaca yarn. I've got one that it's by Diamond Yarns, and it's got the silver, it's got the stellina through it. And then there was the other one that had, I think it's in here, and I may have put did I put the pattern in here? I did. I put the pattern in here. So this is, okay, I bought
this is the one that you frogged.
Yes, only I didn't use this one. This is the yarn that I used. So you can see the stellina in it. And they're really, really close. Like here, you can see there's a slight difference. There's like the slightest difference, but it was the closest one I could find.
It's amazingly close.
So, but that's one of the reasons I frogged it. So, this is, I found this pattern. It's called Le Tutu du Châle en Mousse et Vague. I don't know. My French is not that good, so please excuse that. But it's just,
du Châle en Mousse et Vague.
Yeah. So, and they used a Rowan Cashmere DK. So I thought, well, this is pretty close to that.
And it says it's a shawl recipe rather than a design.
Yes. So I thought, well,
where did you find it? Because you've handwritten it.
I found it. So I don't know where.
Okay.
I think I found it on Ravelry.
Yeah, but it
wouldn't print.
Okay.
And it takes you to one of those a magazine site, but it's on. But they show you the pattern, but it would not print the pattern.
So I will put it on here.
Yes.
And then if you can figure out how to get to it and
And like I colored it, says center increases are marked in bold. I changed the color of the my pen when I wrote it out. So, and then they give you a bit of a, there's this quick little, there's a bit of an idea, a chart of what to do. And so I looked at that.
Knitter.
Yeah. When I looked at it, I just thought, oh my God, it's perfect for this, because this looks like so squishy.
Yeah.
So it uses 448 meters. Is basically, it's 4 25-gram balls at 112 grams a ball.
Yeah.
428 meters. And these are, like this, I love this stuff. This Queensland Collections, the Lachey.
Yeah.
40% extra fine merino, 30% microfiber, 20% milk protein.
Yeah, that's what's called
Lachey. And 10% silk.
Yeah.
So I'm, because I've only got 400 meters of this stuff, what I think I'd be able to edge it with the sparkly.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll see if I can find an image or photo or something and try and put it in here.
It was so pretty. Yeah. So pretty.
Yeah.
And I thought, well...
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to picture when you don't see what it looks like.
Yeah, I know. It was very difficult.
But yeah, I'll put in what I can as far as linking to it so you can check out, see what it is, because I don't know what it is either.
That's one of the things I'd like to start, but I want to finish my ohm shawl. I might start a pair of socks, but I'm not, and who was I watching? I was watching Sandy and Eric, their most recent one, and she was talking about another lady, and I think it's Tie-Dye Diva?
Yeah.
And she has a shawl,
a pair of socks,
or like a sweater, a pair of like a small project, a neck project, and a sweater.
Yes.
And
I've heard this.
And
like
she
only three projects at a time.
Yes.
And I it's funny, my friend Susan and I, we were talking, she knits as well, and she was saying, it must have been the same podcaster, because she said, yeah, she really liked this idea of only having 3 projects on the go at a time. And as you said, it's like one might be a shawl or a towel or a hat.
Like the small projects, socks, hat, mitts.
Yeah. And so,
maybe a cowl too, because cowls are smaller than like.
But sometimes they're kind of complicated. You know, they get really nice stitching.
I know.
So
I still want to do the Zuzu's petals.
Yeah, that's.
I really like that one.
And I really, one day, once I get through a nice chunk of my stash, I want to get some nice cashmere ones and do the 3-color cashmere.
Yes.
Cowl. That would.
I have one ball of mink that I'm trying to figure out what to do with. I'm going, should I make a pair of mitts and line them with this mink? That would be like just so luxurious on your hands.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see.
So but yeah, I like the idea of having just 3 projects on the go, and that's why I'm like, until I get through I've got like the pair of socks I need to finish and this Ohm shawl, and then I'll start considering my other options.
Yes.
But so I don't mind maybe starting this cowl, because that kind of falls into I've only
category.
got 3.
Yep.
And so I might do something like that.
I know.
But
I've got so many things to finish and work on and things like that. So
me too.
I've got my list. So I've got, my mother-in-law bought me some yarn at a yard sale or something like that, and it's the Peyton's, it's their tweed, chunky tweed or whatever. I think I'm just gonna crochet up a blanket for the cottage for her.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
We've got 8 or 10 balls of this stuff, so it's like, that'll do.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I'll make something special just for her.
Yeah.
And she'll be thrilled.
Yeah.
She'll be absolutely thrilled.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I think that's everything. Oh my gosh, we have talked and talked. And so, this is great.
Yes.
So it's been great catching up with you.
Yes.
And we'll try and do something in another couple of weeks before we head down.
Yes.
And then we'll see
might be able to get maybe one in while we're down there.
Yeah. Yeah. So
because I want to take her to a good yarn.
Yes.
And then I also want to take her to Venice Beach area, like the Venice, Florida, and there's needlefish yarns.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to take her to those. So I would like to take her to those before we do a podcast. So
yeah.
Okay. Oh, and I have a treat, because I have stash money for us to shop there, because we play Thursday nights where at the park where we're at, they have bar bingo. So obviously it's bingo at the bar. So for $10 you get 4 cards. So for $20 you get 8 cards. Well, the 2 weeks while I was down there was the first time I've ever bought 8 cards. And I give 2 to my husband so that he can play. I won one of the games, so I won $70. Well, the following week, and this is the night before we're leaving, we're playing again. And this was like the busiest I have ever seen it. Even they said it was the biggest final game. It has the biggest pot. It was $523.
Wow.
I know. And a lot of the bingos, there was 2 and 3 people, because there was so many people there. There was 2 and 3 people winning them. So
the pot would
what
be
you
split.
win for that game, and there's basically works out to 14 games. The pot would get split.
Yeah.
Well, I won another game and nobody else won. I got $110 at that game. So I've got $180 already just for us to go shopping at the yarn shops. Woo! So guilt-free money.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like found money, right?
Yeah. So that's what we get to like. I'm so excited.
That's gonna be fun.
Said, Margaret, I won. Then I won again. And we're like, yes, win that last one. Gas money home. Money home. So, but no, we didn't win anything else. But I've been playing there for 5 years. Whenever we're there, we try to play.
Yeah.
And so for the times I've been there over the 5 years, which was just like a week here, 2 weeks there, 3 weeks there, that's my 3rd time winning a game.
Oh, nice.
And I won my first one last fall.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, last fall, and I won $60.
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like, woohoo! So I was very excited about that.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to maybe playing a little bit of bingo.
I know. Oh, you're going to have so much fun. My mother-in-law had a blast, and she's not one that generally plays bingo. She had so much fun.
Yeah, I don't normally either, but I love just why not?
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's, you know, it's a couple hours in an evening.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's people swimming in the pool, and you're sitting there playing bingo.
That's lovely.
It's so much fun.
That sounds
so
like
much fun.
A lot of fun. So.
It is. We have a blast.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
Maybe next time we'll win a game too.
Yeah. Dreaming now. I'm dreaming.
I'm going to have to start buying the 8 cards.
So, anyway, we should go and do a few things. I'd like to actually sit and knit this afternoon.
Yes, so I think we'll get the fire on. I'll get Brian to get some, get the log on and get it started.
That sounds perfect.
In there. It'll be a little bit of sun in there because
the sun is coming out.
Starting to come out, even though it's like windy as all get out. So
yeah,
but that's it.
We will check in with you again in a couple of weeks. Yeah. And so enjoy yourself, and we look forward to talking to you then.
Yes. Have a great day, and don't forget to be kind.
Bye-bye. Bye.